Welcome back to the Smite Pro League. A little bit earlier than expected, I would say, for the set 2 of the day, the final day of week 8. Mifflin joining me on the desk to break this one down as we take a nice little look now at Obey up against Spacestation Gaming. Mifflin, this matchup, an interesting one. Spacestation on the up and up. Obey have been looking a lot better, but this looks like a real challenge for them today. I don't know. We'll find out, though. Game 1's about to begin. SSG up against Obey.
It just feels like when Sino's able to get off to these great leads on these Warriors, Warriors just inherently snowball very effectively. That's what you want to see from them.
Well, right now, Dardes locked down. One more hit from Sino, and Wolfie is going to be what it needs for first blood there. Now Cheerio in an awkward spot. The damage still coming down on top of him. Wolfie's one hit away, and Cheerio is going to be able to get that kill. And now the movement speed, the knock-up, going to allow him to get away, but only for a second. Sino jumps over the wall, and even without his blink, he can close that gap. Make sure to get the kill. Obey lead 2 for 1, and both of them going on to the jungler.
The inevitable snowball that will still happen in that lane with an Uller. Eventually, Vote will start winning pressure heavily.
Well, Sino's going to go in. Sentinel Zeus comes down, but Argus is dropped. It doesn't matter. Dardes is off of the map. Wolfie uses the last of his mana to escape over the wall there. And now the World Serpent comes crashing down onto Cheerio, looking for the lockup, and Nika's rotated in as well. A good pluck from Inbound, going to be able to help save his team and peel for him, and that's going to be a kill onto Cheerio. Now Inbound just trying to get away with his life, goes up into the air thanks to King Arthur. Nika's going to be able to walk away with that kill, so making sure they keep it even all around. Support for jungler is going to be worthwhile, especially with Dardes having died just earlier in that fight as well. Obey are picking up the kills they need. Does manage to keep his life this time, and I think it's pulled enough of Obey away that, well, Ducky just has to miss that blue buff.
That's sometimes what you got to do as a solo laner. Wolfie jumps the wrong way, not towards his team. Cheerio instantly hits the gas pedal. Wolfie has a pretty good self-peel. Sino not afforded that same luxury.
That's going to end up going down there. Now the chase is on to Wolfie. He's going to stay alive thanks to the towers peeling for him. And it's going to be the chase down onto Wowie from Vote more than anything. SSG taking Obey's aggression and turning it on their head. But Sino going down there, maybe the most important. Wowie forced to use his ult just to retreat.
Especially in support where you're not going to have the farm to just lurking in the waters out of danger if you miss that pluck. In support, you're so far behind that you're really food as soon as you miss.
Well, Ducky forced into the World Serpent here as the pressure from SSG mounts over on the blue buff. That's going to be Argus coming down, and Sino, wrong place, wrong time, eliminated there. Cheerio going to get killed off in the backline thanks to Ducky getting a tick of damage, but unfortunately for Ducky, he's been burned down just enough. Didn't use the World Serpent to escape, and now it's the lockdown. Inbound, unfortunately, under duress this time around. Tier 1 tower. Early on in the game, maybe enough, but right now, 14 minutes in, that's enough for SSG to have the green light. They go ahead and move on in. That should be a tower along with 3 kills. I think Cheerio's still screaming worth.
Yeah, this is pretty much an Uller-only build that some players do sometimes, though it seems to have gotten a little bit less popular as of late. You basically turn him into a mage in the mid to late game. He'll go Heartseeker, he'll go Titan's Bane, and those abilities will be swinging like mage abilities, but also doing auto attack damage like a hunter.
Oh, it's going to have to do a lot there, and it helps burn down Sino, no problem. Sentinel Zeus, it's not an issue. Now Wolfie low in the backline. Darda is going to be able to get credit for that kill. Cheerio chasing down Inbound, and the World Serpent is trying to disrupt everyone, but Ducky just ends up in the middle of the whole team. SSG pick up the scraps that are left. Inbound's the only one left, and he's too low to try and defend. This is looking like a free Gold Fury for SSG. 4 kills to boot, and they've taken absolute control of this game. Makes it a little bit easier for them to look to go in. Vote is maybe stepping up too far here, looking to get locked down. The damage is going to help him get out of there, but it's the beads that save his life more than anything. Sino finally going to be able to jump to the backline and chase him down and to get a kill. And this time around, he walks away with his own life, so it's a big win for the jungler from Obey. Trying to figure out the path to get out of here, though. Cheerio looks to continue chasing him down. He's going to be able to meet with the rest of Obey. As of now, it looks like they're going to fall back successful.
Yeah, I mean, this positioning from SSG has been pretty consistent for the last little bit, and this is exactly what they need. A pick on the Sino, put him down. Dardes still holding on to that ultimate until he wants to confirm the kill, and this is what SSG needed to break this stalemate. It's Nika's job to hit Ducky and take that Phoenix damage so that Cheerio ends up not, if they want to go for that split.
SSG are waiting to go in, and there's going to be Raffer hitting the gas pedal this time. The blink comes off, and they're going to separate the fight. Cyno at half health. The same thing can be said there for Wowie. Being chased out, and the damage not going to be able to follow up. Cheerio gets taken down before he can find the kills. Ducky disrupting the backline as best he can, sitting on top of Dardes. Might end up costing him a little bit of his life, but the Phoenix still goes down. They still only lost one. Nika going to get knocked up and looking for the retreat. A beautiful polymorph from Dardes forces Obey to stop their aggression. Potentially saves his teammates there. Nika incredibly low, and Raffer maybe under a little bit of trouble. But they're going to be able to get the Phoenix. They lose Cheerio in the process. They still walk away, opening up the base of Obey. And even now, they're having to play it safe with where they go.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, there's no doubt that Obey has improved considerably, but as I kind of said a little bit ago, I'm worried about their strategies being a bit one-dimensional.
And right now it's, well, Cyno jumps in, Cyno goes down. That's been the strategy for SSG to win this game so far, and it's working out pretty well. That's 2 kills. Inbound falls shortly thereafter. Cheerio trades out his life, but he leaves 2 tasty targets in the backline. Triple kill for Nika, and the Phoenix exposed. SSG don't care about the Fire Giant. They might just run this one down, but Vote in trouble there. Ducky gets him with the World Serpent, and now 3 people, well, with Argus, 4 people going to collapse in on Ducky, look to burn him down and get the full on deicide. That will be about 30 seconds with no one alive from Obey. The Titans exposed. They don't have many minions to help them here, though. Mid lane, Wave going to be pushing in. It looks like they might just go ahead and ignore it. Walk on past it. Rafter leading the way. The Titan is going to go down. It took them 34 minutes, and there was some fight back from Obey, but SSG take game 1.
Let's get down, though, to the casters for game 2 and see if Obey can take us to a game 3.
Supposed to gank. I mean, you're not really going to be able to get easy ganks off on the Uller. He's going to be pushed up, but he's got 2v1 potential pretty easily. You're not going to be able to gank the solo lane. It's really can only be mid.
And now it's going to be on to Cheerio. They lock him down in between, but Wolfie's incredibly low. So is Cyno. Argus goes one way. Is trying to chase him down. Dardes picks up one. Doesn't have the mana to pick up the other. The question is, when does he turn back to be able to get anything? Felt like there could have been maybe a little bit more potential follow-up from Obey, but I think they recognize that it's just difficult to lock down Vote anytime, anywhere. Cyno, a little under duress as he's going to get collapsed on. That's going to be the Argus collapsing in on him. It's going to be low health. And Taiko drums come out to help return that one. Cheerio goes down. Dardes just between a rock and a hard place, and then a World Serpent on top of it. Nowhere to go. And they end up getting the kill. Maybe not exactly where you expected it, but where they wanted it onto the mid laner. But as it is right now, I mean, being able to take some of the control here, finding that kill, maybe even getting aggressive. They want a little bit more. The World Serpent's going to come through. It's going to end up looking for a retreat here. Nika maybe in a position to follow up on this, but Ducky just wanting to get aggressive, the rest of Obey wanting to get aggressive, and Cheerio maybe took the bait, goes in a little deep. They get the polymorph in return, and that's going to be the Argus drop down to try and find some of this damage in the backline. Cyno going to be about half health, and it's going to end up being Nika that bites off more than he can chew. Raffer's rotated in, but not a lot of mana to follow this up. Cheerio comes tearing through and finds one, is looking for another, but it's going to be the lockdown. A double kill for Ducky is going to be able to find those kills. And inbound Wolfie, maybe one hit away. But they're not nearby enough for Dardes to try and pick anyone up on the straggling retreat. So Obey find that lead, find the picks they want.
Huge fight for Obey on this side of the map, and really just good use of that Terra ultimate and a really, really good ult coming through from Cyno as well. But Ducky gets a little bit greedy. Dardes stayed here that entire time, gave up a whole mid-wave just because he knew Ducky was going to stick around a little bit too long, and Nika's TP in seals Ducky's fate.
But it does end up affording them a lot. Right now they might be able to get Raffer off this side, getting a little bit aggressive. Luckily Xingqian has a couple of leaps to get him out of there, but that's going to be a chase down from Wolfie. Even the Taiko drum's going to come through just to clean up the kill. And that opens up potentially a Gold Fury here. No Raffer. Nika's on the other side of the map with teleport down, and Obey are going to move in.
Cyno looking for Vote, finds him with that Lord of the Afterlife. Wow, he's right there with the CC follow-up, and Vote has got nowhere to go. One by one, Spacestation come marching in, and Obey are able to take them down, but it's costing them double ults for each kill they're getting, Gormai. That seems to be the going exchange rate. One Spacestation member for 2 ults from Obey Alliance. Because of that big investment, they can't find too much afterwards.
Cherio just a little wide there on his ult, not going to matter, still has the nice damage follow-ups on the autos and is able to lock down Wolfie. So at least they're finding some picks in retaliation here on the side of SSG, and that's a lot of what kept them in the game last time around. The kills were 4-2 before they turned it around. Now it's 8-4, still the same ratio, but they're picking them up left and right. Cyno goes down in mid with the help of Argus. And Dardez is just going to be able to walk away from this one. Low health, but alive nonetheless. Well, Cherio cutting it a little close there, but he's going to be able to walk away. Solos the Pyromancer for his team and loses his ult in the process, but walks away with his life. Now Whirlwind of Rage and Steel looking to try and toss some people back. Iraffer in the middle of a bad spot, though, ends up losing his life. Wolfie one hit away, but the question is, who does Dardez want to target? And the lockdown looked like it could have been on inbound, but a good stun stops the aggression. And even though you have Nika coming in to rotate into the backline, I don't know if there's much SSG can find out of this. A little bit low health, maybe too close for comfort, at least for me. And the Gold Fury started up by Obey. SSG trying to figure out how they want to go in, and World Serpent is going to be channeled here by Ducky. It's going to be jumping around, and Cherio's in the middle of every member of Obey. They'll burn him down, no problem. And now the lockdown's going to be coming through. Sun's going to be dropped onto Raffer, whose health is starting to wane, but it's not quite gone just yet. Cyno picks up the kill, but they trade out inbound in the process. So far, 2-for-1 trade. Nika takes Wowie up into the sky. It's looking for the lockdown, but Cyno's low. Who do you want to jump in on? And that's the question SSG just don't seem to have an answer for. Nika couldn't focus anyone down low enough and loses his life. Vote trying to run away. The Taiko drums coming out in his favor, and just barely they clip him on the retreat. So Dardez stays alive, but watches as every one of his teammates goes down. He's looking to lay in wait for a Gold Fairy, but unfortunately for him, ward coverage and Ducky exist, and that's going to be a full collapse, a deicide essentially, as SSG fall down, and maybe no Gold Fury, but I would argue that's a pretty big win for Obey.
Nika's going to channel that teleport, Vote's on the way, and Obey still hasn't even started this FG yet.
Cherio's available with his ult, able to dash in there. Nika, as you had mentioned, teleported on in, and Raffer has eyes on the Fire Giant. Whirlwind of Rage and Steel, going to grab a couple and toss them right back into the pit, and they're going to be looking for it. Wolfie low in the back line. Nika picks up the kill. Raffer's low, but it doesn't matter. Wowie ends up trading out his life. Nika credit for the kill. Cyno incredibly low. One shot from Vote is all it takes, but he doesn't even need it. A triple kill for the solo laner from Spacestation Gaming ensures that they walk away from this one with a win. And now they're even talking about potentially starting up this Fire Giant. Inbound still lurking in the jungle. Dardez making sure to kind of get some eyes on it, and it looks like maybe a bait from SSG to burn down the support from Obey Alliance. He's going to lose his life in just a second unless he has some crazy jukes in his pockets. So far it's working out. The walls help him a little bit, but now the Fire Giant may be open for SSG, but more importantly, a four-man swing in their favor.
Cherry and Raffer were up. Why aren't we just pulling Gold Fury after winning that fight? Now you've thrown that fight away.
Well, they pull Gold Fury this time around. They grab it, but they're going to be in trouble doing so. Cyno used the Lord of the Afterlife to try and get away, but Iraffer says, no, get right back in the fight. They end up eliminating him. Wowie goes down as well. Inbound, stuck between three members of SSG as Cherio just puts on his juke shoes for a second to dance around Wolfie. Ends up losing his life in the process, but Vote gets a double kill. Now Nika's made this rotation in. Ducky's way over there in left, making the rotation over. So while Wolfie has the speed right now, and the dash in his favor, it's not going to last too long. Raffer keeping eyes on him. Maybe trading out too much pressure just to chase down the mid laner, but it's going to be an incredibly staggered kill here onto this Raijin, as long as he can still get it at the end of the day.
Oh, Raffer's got this one in the bag. No chance Wolfie escapes here. Completely out of mana now.
There it is.
Raffer not even going to use the Furious Roar and just make sure his axe gets the job done. Wolfie now the furthest one forward, has to be careful because he has no Aegis. Great blink in from Raffer, but he finds nothing but CC immunity.
And now it's going to be the lockdown. What can you find afterwards? Cyno's alone, but he's going to have the Lord of the Afterlife to jump to the other side. Cherio looking to chase him down. One auto is all it takes, but that tether is just so pesky. It forces Cherio to fall back. And now Argus disrupting the midline of Obey. Nika in the middle of them as well, trying to find any and all damage they can to lock them down and get the team in here. Cherio comes in, looks for the cleanup, but it's Nika, it's Dardez, it's Vote picking up the kills for Space Station Gaming. One by one they fall, looking for the double kill potentially onto Wowie, but he's going to fall back. Nice little blink from Cherio. It's not going to be able to find the kill, not the damage they need, but they still have 5 people standing strong here on the side of SSG. Cherio maybe needs a little bit of health to his name. That smells like a Fire Giant. Cherio's coming around the back. He's standing right on top of a ward right now, which makes it unfortunate for him. He's not going to be able to get the gank off that he wanted to. But he has a wave in mid now, so maybe he doesn't need it. He's still going to be able to get the pressure as Ducky is forced into the World Serpent, going into the back line this time around. As he looks for a little bit of pressure. Dardes caught out way too deep in the jungle, and Wolfie's going to be able to pick him up with the Drums of War. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade in far as the mid laners. Cherio, one hit away, and the ricochet from WoW, he's going to be able to come through. The third bounce does it. And now it's looking like a 2-for-1, a beautiful pickup there. Wowie under pressure in the back line, but he's going to be able to jump on out of that one using the dive bomb. Well, there's still a couple members standing for SSG to put pressure on this tier 2. That's a huge win for Obey.
On the other side, I mean, Wolfie jumps in over the wall into the Tycho drums just to make sure that they can try and pick him.
Well, Vote's going to be under, well, a little bit of pressure here, but it's the lockdown on Wolfie from SSG that saved the day. They end up losing the carry in Vote, but it's not going to matter. They pick up Sino as well, looking for the lockdown. World Serpent has been used by Ducky. That safety net is gone. Cherio goes a little too deep and is taken down with the help of the tier 2 tower, but Wowie eliminated. Inbound going down right there after Ducky, the only one left standing on Obey. And I had said that didn't look like there was an opportunity for a tier 2. That's at least going to be one right here, and with the minion wave, that could be a Phoenix.
Yeah, it's really been his job to take the ire away from Dardes when possible, and if Wolfie's going to be jumping in every time, Cherry's been right there to punish him.
World Serpent going to be coming out from Ducky here, looking just to try and get some knockups, some control, some separation from SSG, but it's going to be Raffer going into the back line, tossing Wowie around, and the Drums of War getting clapped back from Wolfie. Raffer incredibly low, stunned out and locked down there. Maybe he stays a little bit too long. The team not able to help him out, but they're going to be coming through the wall. A nice polymorph, and the Argus dropped by Dardes. Cherio goes down in the process, but Wolfie, Sino incredibly low, and Vote looks to jump in and try to seal the deal. It's going to be Nika losing his life, even though Wolfie's still low inbound. Joining him in that low threshold, Dardes and Vote, I mean, the highest damage dealers you can have on the team, not going to be able to go in and clean anything up.
Calls like that, even though they don't work necessarily, they're being followed, and they're consistent. And they'll find the way to make the right calls. That comes with time.
Well, the pings are coming through. Vote is in trouble. Those drums chasing him down. The barrel's trying to lock him through, but it's going to be Raffer once again who jumps in. Whirlwind of Rage of Steel, just making sure to lock down 1 and 1 alone. It's Wolfie. Now make that 8 deaths on the mid laner from Obey. Ducky tries to disrupt a little bit, but Wowie is going to be isolated, locked down, jumps over the wall, but right into the waiting hands of Vote, who's going to be able to come through with the help of Dardes. Picks up the kill. They lose the carry on the side of SSG, but it's a 2-for-1 trade. No mana for inbound. It's going to make it difficult to re-engage, but Saito finally gets to the target he wants. He's trying to sit on top of Dardes, but it's just not enough with Cherio, with Raffer dancing around him. They're going to be able to burn him down. They turn their eyes to Ducky. They get the full-on deicide, and with that Phoenix exposed, they look to push over into the right-hand lane. The waves from SSG looking to help push down these Phoenixes. One in mid, one in left. I'm getting deja vu from last game because Ducky is trying to defend against Nika and Cherio, but it's going to be the aggression from Raffer on the other side. We're going to have a little bit of pressure, but there's the Argus drop. Cherio looking to try and lock him down. Dardes gets credit for the kill onto inbound. That's 1 tank down, 1 to go as Ducky is going to be coming out of that World Serpent here shortly, and he comes out of it in front of maybe the worst people to come out of it in front of. The 3 damage dealers from SSG burn him down. Dardes, credit for that kill as well. Phoenix is still standing. In fact, Obey is still standing, but maybe not for long. Wowie is just almost decimated in the background. 1 hit away from death, and now the Phoenixes are going to go. SSG are looking to potentially walk this one in, try to find the end of the game, but they still have a little bit of a fight to go. Fire minions on the right-hand side are going to help them out.
Cherry blinks in, looking for the damage onto Wolfie, but Wolfie finds it on return, but Dardes will take care of the opposition mid laner, and Spacestation will take care of Obey Alliance.